are driven by the finer things. I see more than materials and wealth. What have you got to give to me? What I don't already give myself. You are driven by
more of the pink on pink, you know what I'm saying? So, welcome to MATHS DiiSCLAIMER, which is a branch of Illuminate Disclaimer. And if you've been watching me so far, thank you so much for your continued love and support. I really do appreciate it, and it makes me doing these things so much more worthwhile. You know, before I used to do these videos just to vent, but knowing that I'm getting such loving comments and likes and such energy, it's just making me feel, it makes me feel like I'm on the right path, and I sincerely thank you all from the bottom of my heart for that. So now, this is why I got MATHS DiiSCLAIMER to give back in more ways than usual. Now today we're going to do something which is a bit more difficult. Long division. I'm going to write the long way. Boom, boom. Okay? Now, if you have watched my previous video, long division the short way, I kind of talk about my faster way to do long division. But there's also the original way of doing long division, and just a long story short, it took me 15 years of my life to realize that I didn't know how to do long division. But it took 15 minutes for someone to teach me who was one of my students. And it just comes to show that you learn a lot from teaching others, because sometimes when you talk about things, you have to say it with confidence so it makes sense, so everyone understands it. But also, when you're doing these things, you have to actually say, does that make sense? And you start to learn about your critical thought while actually teaching people. And the third thing is, a lot of your students will teach you a lot of things. Like, I'll probably say 1/5 of everything that I've taught. No, I'll say 1/4 of everything that I've learned as being a tutor was taught to me by the students. The other 3/4 was just knowledge that I picked up. So, long division was one of those things that I learned, okay? Now, what I basically do is, if I put 5 here, yeah? And let's just say I want to put 95 there. So, what I'll do is, how many 5s go into 9, yeah? It's 1, but it's remainder 4, okay? So, 5 into 9. What I'll basically do from here is, I know that 5's going to 9 once, so I'll put here 9 take away 5, yeah? It'll be 4. That will be the remainder of 4. Because I haven't used this 5, I'm going to carry this 5 down. And because there is a remainder of 4, I need to see how much 5's go into 45. And how much 5's go into 45? That'll be 9. There we are. And if there's any remainder, what we basically do is 45 take away 45 is 0. And that's how you know there's no remainders. Okay? So, what I will do now, I'm going to do about 4 or 5 more examples, just so everybody can understand. If not, I'll just say rewind and start from the beginning. But I'm here to make sure that by the end of this video, I hope you will just understand long division a whole lot more. Boom. So, okay, a bigger number. How many 8's go into 168? So, first one is 0. I'll put 0 there. So 0, this is what I do. 168 take away 0, 0, 0 is 168. That's the first part. Now, how many 8's go into 16 is 2. So, I put this 2 here. How many 8's go into 16? We're going to 16 2 times. 8 times 2 is 16 with no remainders. So 16 take away 16 is 0. And then, because we haven't used the 8, we carry that down. And then how many 8s go into 8? 1. So 008 take away 008 equals 000. That means that 21 times 8 is 168 with no remainders. Okay, how does that sound? Hopefully that makes a lot of sense. But we'll keep on going. 4 into 208. Okay? 4 into 2 is 0. 0, 0, 0 was 208. 4 into 20 goes 5 times. So 20 take away 20 equals 0, 0. So there's no remainder, but we carry this 8, yeah? And 4 into 8 goes 2 times. And then we just make sure we go here. 4 times 2 is 8. So the 8 that we have, take away the 8 that we get from 4 times 2, will bring us to 0, 0, 0. So the answer is 52 and no remainders. Just bear in mind that if you are doing this the other way around, make sure if you're doing a division calculation that you do it from multiplication and to make sure. So I will do 52 times 4 and I should get 208. And if this answer is right, then this answer will be right. But make sure that you reverse your questions so you can get the same answers. Okay, a couple more. Hopefully it's making sense. If this is not making sense, then I would suggest looking at the long division, the short way. Hopefully it does make a bit more sense. But if not, comment. You know what to do. Comment and I'll find another explanation. Don't worry, I'm here. I'm here all day. So 7 okay, 7 into 3, 0. So 3, 5, 7 take away nothing gives 357. So 7 into 35, 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, so it goes into there 5 times. But 7 times 5 is 35, so there should be no remainder. And then 7 into 7 is 1, boom, 7 times 1 is 7. So 7 take away 7 is 0. Therefore, 357 divided by 7 is 57 with no remainder. Final one, 11 into 1, 3, 2. So 11 into 1 is 0, so 132 take away 0, so 132. Oops. Make sure you line up everything so it's easier to calculate. 11 into 13 is 1, but 11 times 1 is 11. So 13 take away 11 is 2. But you carry this down as well, so that becomes 22. Then 11 into 22, because we're not looking there now because we have something that's different. 11 into 22 is 2. And 11 times 2 is 22, so 22 take away 22 is 0, 0, 0. There we are. So that is my interpretation of long division. Now, it might seem daunting at first, but I would say just keep on practicing, keep on looking at these videos until it makes more sense. Find examples and apply this method. And after a while, it will start to make more and more sense, but it's about your interpretation. Use more critical thought and you'll start to realize how calculation works when it comes to long division and other things as well. But if you are still confused, please either look at my long division, the short way video, or send a comment and I can find more ways to make maths even more fun. But until next time, thank you very much for watching. I appreciate you so much. Take care, have a wonderful evening, wonderful day, wonderful afternoon, and keep on finding beautiful and successful ways to encroach maths into your life. Take care.